to Dixie Alley Weather Center. My name is Caleb Crick. Today is August 9th, 2025, and I've got a lot of updates for you, especially concerning those tropics, and they're really starting to ramp up. Now, we do think that first wave is going to curve out to sea and become less of a problem. May not even develop now. Some models aren't even showing this becoming anything anymore. But my concern is for the tropical wave behind it, and that it might take a more it's probably going to take a more westerly track, not curve out as soon. There is a chance for it to curve out past Bermuda, but there's also that equal chance that it continues and goes into, it becomes a big problem for the U.S., so we need to be talking about that more in detail. I don't have all the information. The track is the main thing that we're most uncertain of. We definitely think this is going to develop, and where it becomes a problem for is still uncertain, but I'll let you know in this video. Also, I'll be talking about the intense flooding that we have still ongoing across parts of the southeast, parts of Florida, parts of Georgia, where we still have seen much rainfall, and we will continue to see much rainfall into the weekend. And we're also going to be talking about that heat potential that will be building as we go into the next week. So a lot to talk about in this video, so let's get right into it. Here's a broad look at the Atlantic wide right now, and as you can see, there's a lot of activity going on right now. This area, this activity right here was going to be associated with that tropical development region that we had come off the Carolinas. That didn't really develop into anything. We still don't expect it to develop into anything, just be a big rainmaker out there in the Atlantic, not causing any problems. This is the remnants of Dexter, not really causing any problems as well until maybe it gets farther over there towards the England areas. You can also see this is our next tropical wave that is coming off of Africa right now, and this is the one that we do expect to cause more problems. That it'll have a more southerly track, maybe brush us over here in the Caribbean, and then maybe even make it towards the U.S. But the track is still uncertain right now. We don't know exactly what is going to happen. Some of the models bring it here, some of the models bring it here. All we know is that, hurricane season was ramping up. We need to be paying close attention, especially with all these tropical waves coming off. There are going to be a lot coming off as we go into the next couple of weeks. We also got a lot of rain, showers, and thunderstorms activity right here across the panhandle of Florida and the peninsula of Florida, and then over here towards the Carolinas and Georgia, where we still expect an active day with heavy rain. Once again, a lot of moisture down here, and we could get something form in the Caribbean, as well as there will be some more rain moving towards the Gulf. But all this is uncertain. The one thing that we do know that we need to be keeping an eye on is this area right here. As we go further into the future, we will know more about it, and I will let you know as soon as something is threatening us. With that being said, here's a look at the tropical development regions. You can see our old one over here that is kind of fading. We did expect this to become something, but now it looks like the chances are less of this becoming something. If it does develop into something, it will be moving off to the north and then eventually curving off towards the north and east. We do not expect this to cause any problems, especially to the United States right now. But the one that I am keeping my eye on and the one I am most concerned about is this area of development over here. That has a 40% chance of development right now. Over the next 7 days, you can see this is the area that is coming off of Africa right now, and we do expect this to move off to the west-northwest as we go to the next couple of days, maybe interacting with the Caribbean. Now, earlier the models were showing this. A lot of the models were showing this right into the United States. Now, quite a few of them are showing this curving, and then maybe like riding up the East Coast. It's kind of cause a lot of problems with flooding. Maybe even cause more problems in the New England areas as a hurricane could hit there. So anyway, nothing right now. We don't know exactly where this is going to go. The track is very uncertain. There are a lot of models bringing this to the south. A lot of models bringing this to the north. What we do know is that this is probably most likely going to develop, and how it develops is quite uncertain still, and the track of it is uncertain. But I will continue to track this over the next couple of days and let you know as soon as something is concerning. But right now, just enjoy the weather. Just continue to monitor for updates as we are in that hurricane season, but nothing to worry about at this moment. And even without that tropical moisture, we are still going to have a lot of rainfall across the Dixie Alley this week. You can see we still have rainfall throughout the day-to-day ongoing across parts of the East Coast. There's going to be chances for localized flooding to drive through flooded roadways. Also throughout the peninsula of Florida, a lot of scattered showers and thunderstorms above average. Same as we go into the next couple of days, still showers, scattered showers, thunderstorms. As you go closer to the coast, the chances increase. But areas like Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee remain pretty dry for now. Same as we continue to go throughout the week, it will start to spread off towards the west as we go farther into next week, towards Wednesday. You can see scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the Dixie Alley, Mississippi, Louisiana, Tennessee, starting to get out some of the showers and thunderstorms, but still the most rain and showers and thunderstorms is going to be centered across parts of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and even the peninsula of Florida. That will start to change as we go farther into the week, but the one thing that I am looking at as we go farther into the week is the chances of development. You can see in the very far southeast corner of your screen, you can see there is the GFS model is picking up on this developing hurricane. Now you can see it is already too close for comfort. This would be a major hurricane that is heading towards the U.S., as you can see, but in this latest model of the GFS, you can see it starts to pull it off to the north and west, and then eventually curves it away from the U.S. This would be not the best case scenario. There could be still some flooding. This is still way too close for comfort, just like 100 miles off the East Coast. This definitely could change. This is still very far out in the future. This is as we go into the next week, not this next week, but the week after. So still a lot of uncertainty, but thankfully some of the models are starting to hint that this curves a little bit. It's all a matter of where the high pressure is. So once again, I'll continue to keep you updated. Once again, don't be concerned at this moment. But as soon as it starts to get closer to the U.S., I will let you know where and what is going to happen with this system. So what kind of rain totals could we see? Well, along the East Coast, if you're farther along the coasts of North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, and into the peninsula of Florida, that's where you're going to see the most rain. Areas from 1 inch all the way up to maybe even 6 inches locally in some areas. You guys could pick up over the next couple of days. You can see the GFS model hints at a localized area of maybe even 6 inches in the Savannah area, maybe even up there towards Charleston, where a lot of rain is going to be falling. 3 to 5 inches expected along the east coast of South Carolina, parts of southeastern North Carolina, and along the coast of Georgia. Parts of the peninsula of Florida will pick up on 1 to 3 inches of rain possibilities. Along the Gulf, maybe 1 to 2 inches along the panhandle of Florida, southern Alabama, parts of Mississippi, and into the Gulf areas of Louisiana. But as you go farther to the north, most of the areas in North Carolina, parts of Tennessee, Arkansas, parts of northern Alabama aren't going to be getting as much rain until we go farther into the week, until we go into next week, farther into the week. The rain will start to shift. Some areas off towards the west will start to get on some of the above average rainfall. Like I said, northern Alabama, parts of Tennessee, parts of Mississippi will start to get some more rainfall. But once again, the main story is what is happening on the East Coast. Here's a look at the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. You can see above average rainfall, slightly above average rainfall is expected across most of Dixie Valley, including Louisiana, parts of Mississippi, most of Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, most of North Carolina, and throughout all of Florida, as we expect above average rainfall. Flash flooding is possible, but not widespreadly expected, as it's just a slightly above average rainfall. Now, I would argue that it's probably more above average the farther you go off to the east. That has shifted. We did expect more of a shift off to the west in terms of rainfall, but now we're expecting it to be a little more dry, as we're going to have high pressure once again start to build in Texas and Oklahoma, and that's where we are going to be getting our above average temperatures as we go into the next week. And as you can see in the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, we have much above average temperatures for most of the U.S. You can see, especially up here in this central plains, up there into the Ohio Valley in the northeast, much above average temperatures for this time of year. Still above average temperatures for parts of the Dixie Valley, but the lower above average temperatures are going to be in southern Louisiana and parts of the peninsula of Florida. The areas that aren't expected to see as much above average temperatures would be in central Georgia. Areas in central Georgia near Atlanta aren't expecting as above average temperatures, but the chances are still very high for above average temperatures as we go into the next week, where we could see temperatures in the upper 90s once again in areas, maybe even seeing some 100s as we go into next week. So here is a look at the temperature anomalies you can see over the next couple of days. This is throughout today. You can see much above average temperatures, especially as you go farther to the west. Areas in Louisiana seeing the highest of the temperatures, upper 90s, low 100s. Areas like Shreveport getting on some 100s. Most of Mississippi in the mid to upper 90s, and then parts of Alabama into the lower 90s. But once again, most of the Dixie Valley is still going to be below average, especially as you go into Tennessee, areas in the mountains. And as you go further to the east, and that's because of all that rainfall. It's still going to be pretty hot, especially in areas like the peninsula of Florida. We can still get some of those mid-90s in areas. But if you get in on some of those showers and thunderstorms, it will cool it off. Might not hit the high temperature expected for the day. As we go into tomorrow, the high temperatures will continue, especially as you go farther out to the west. Areas like Shreveport could be up in the lower 100s areas like 102 through 104. Most of Louisiana is going to be above average until you get farther towards the coast, where there's going to be more rain and thunderstorm activity. Into Mississippi, mid-90s throughout Alabama, lower 90s, maybe even some 80s as you go farther to the north. Most of Tennessee is going to be still a little below average, upper 80s, low 90s. Same with North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. In the peninsula of Florida, a little cooler, but still maybe even into the mid-90s as we go throughout the day. Still, those showers and thunderstorms continue as we go throughout this weekend into next week. But once again, as we go farther into the week, this is into next week. This is by Wednesday next week. You can see it is going to be a little cooler, and that's because of that rain and thunderstorm potential. But that is because, but as we go farther into the week, you can see farther to the west, it's not all of us that will be getting all the heat. Some of us, when we get those rain showers and thunderstorms, will be a little cooler than others. Off to the west, it's going to be raging on in areas like Louisiana and Mississippi, where we can still see very high temperatures and not much rain to cool it off. And once again, thank you so much for watching today's video. That's all the weather info I've got for your day. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you click the like button and subscribe for more daily awesome videos like these ones. I try to post videos every day, so try not to miss them. I did miss yesterday's video, and it's because I was just starting school yesterday. This is a look at some of my work that I was doing yesterday. But I'll try to get back into the run of things, try to figure out a schedule for when I have school days. But anyway, have a good rest of your day.